I made millions flipping the old school RuneScape market, and you can too. Let's get right into it.
We are Nirvana.
Welcome everybody. The RuneScape market has been crashing lately, so I'm excited to get into this market analysis with you guys and go over some potential moneymakers. First up, we have the Muddy Key, which has seen an increase of thousands and has been selling for over 38,000 GP at this point. Now, the rewards offered from this key aren't worth very much, but Jagex has mentioned adding Laren's keys as a potential reward with these, so it has created a price spike. Now, from an investing standpoint, I'm personally staying away from these. I think it could be a little bit too risky, a little too volatile, and the long-term outlook for these is uncertain. Next up, we are going to talk about some of the rarest items in the entire game. These are going to be the Third Age Master Clue reward items. So these are things like the Third Age Pickaxe, the Third Age Axe, Druidic Robes, etc. Now, I think these items are pretty much always going to be a safe investment because there's such a high barrier to entry and there's so few of them in game. It is a flex item. They don't really have any more utility than like dragon weaponry or dragon items, but because there are so few of these items in game and they are so scarce and people are wanting them, it creates a pretty healthy investing environment. Now, like I mentioned earlier, one of the attractive things about investing in these is the high barrier to entry. This isn't something that your typical player or any player can afford. Therefore, these items are also open to market manipulation. So if you have enough GP, and because there are so few of these items, you can more easily influence the market than with something, like runes that are much more accessible to the common player. But my overall thesis on these items is that they're going to keep continuing to increase in price, and I look at them as a good investment. The only way that these items would go down in value would be if Jagex released more rare Master Clue items or more rare sought after prestigious items, which I don't think they'll do personally, and if they do, that's something that would come down the line. Or if Jagex somehow increased the drop rate for these items. Those are the two major ways that I see prices crashing for these, and I think that is very unlikely. So these are a long-term hold. I remember when the Third Age Pickaxe was around 2 bill. Now it's going for anywhere from 6 to 8 bill, and the trends with the Third Age Axe have been insane lately. I remember not too long ago that was selling for 300 to 400 mil. Now it's almost max cash. Next up, we have the Grazi Rapier, which is down to about 60 mil, and that's really crazy to think about because this was an item that held that 100 mil plus value mark for quite some time, and I think that this drop can overall be attributed to just a lack of utility for this item as a best in slot or like a featured item. So it is still pretty good for what it is used for, but as far as new content and using this item, it's not really there. So until that point comes, if it ever does, I'm not investing in this item and I see it continuing to go down in price. Next up, we have something that I am a big believer in, and that is the Harmonized Orb. If you guys remember, around the time Desert Treasure 2 came out, I kind of made a prediction that the price was going to increase, and it did, and it has gone down a bunch, which I also predicted. So this is an item that was selling for as high as 450 mil, which is crazy to think about with an average price point right around that 300 mil mark, but now you can buy it for as low as 250 mil. Now, this item has so much utility because it's great for both PvP and PvM. So that's one of the attractive factors with it, and it's also rare. It's not coming into the game constantly. So the Harmonized Orb is a buy for me around 250 to 275 mil, or cheaper if you can find it for that. I believe this item is going to go back up to that 300 mil mark and sit there for quite some time. So go out and buy some harmonized orbs. Now is the time to talk about Desert Treasure 2 and the effect it's had on the market. So let's go ahead and start off with the rings, the Berserker, Warrior Ring, etc. These are no longer best in slot rings, and therefore the price has gone down a little bit. So for these and the impact with Desert Treasure 2 no longer being a best in slot item, I'm staying away from these. I'm not investing in these. I'm just unsure about the future price point with these rings and kind of where they'll stable out at. Now, maybe after a few months of market stabilization and, kind of seeing where these are going to sit, then I'll circle back and consider investing in these. But as for now, I am not investing in the rings. Now we have the Eldritch Orb, which is going to be a buy for me. As you can see, this is down massively, much like the Harmonized Orb, and this is from the Desert Treasure 2 release. The Eldritch Orb is something that is great for PvM with the Inferno, but not so much for PvP. However, I believe at the price point it's at now, you can find a comfortable investment opportunity here with the Eldritch Orb. Keeping the theme of Desert Treasure 2 items, we have the Forgotten Brew, which does have some good utility with Desert Treasure 2, and the price point, as you can see, has fallen off a cliff. This was an item that was selling for around 6,000 GP per at its peak, and now it's right around 2,000 GP per. This is an item that I'm recommending as a buy if you can find it right around 2,000 GP, as that's pretty much an all-time low for it, and I don't see it going much lower than that. So this is a safe investment if you can find it at that price point, in my opinion. And I look forward to the future with this investment as I'm buying up as much of these as I can at that price point currently. Okay guys, if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to just take a quick second to shout out the newly established Twitch channel. I'm going to be streaming on there fairly often. I've been doing a couple Dead Man Mode streams and some Bounty Hunter streams. Seems like people are enjoying it. It is still a very new channel, so follows and all that are very much appreciated. I want to diversify the content I can offer you guys, so by offering a live streaming channel as well as a YouTube channel with more long form content, I think that there will be more variety for you, the viewer, and for me, the content creator. So all in all, I think it's a good thing. I would really appreciate it if you can go check this out. It's going to be twitch.tv/NirvanaOSRS. Thanks again for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Now we have Monkfish, which is an item that is high volume, so it's constantly moving through the GE, and is pretty accessible to most players. It is a pretty useful item. It's a good food, good mid-game food, etc., but it has gone down drastically in value, and this is another item that can be attributed to Desert Treasure 2. It is a drop from the Whisperer, I believe, and it is dropped in massive quantities. So with lots of people farming these bosses, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of more Monkfish coming into the game. Therefore, the price is decreasing. As far as buying or selling these, I think as less people do Desert Treasure 2 bosses, the price will go back up a bit, not to where it was before. But if you can buy at an all-time low as a somewhat volatile mid-risk investment, I wouldn't be totally against that idea. So this one, it's really up to you if you want to buy or sell this item. Now we have Dragon Arrows, which again, like all the items on this list, have decreased in price dramatically. I believe this is a two-part decrease, partly because of Desert Treasure 2, and partly because of the decrease in interest in Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter was huge when it was released. There was multiple worlds for it, and players were constantly participating in Bounty Hunter. But as someone who plays Bounty Hunter, I can say that it's typically dead at this point. If you're not in the main combat bracket and you're not playing on like a Saturday night or peak hours, you will be hard pressed to find consistent fights, and a lot of people are not playing Bounty Hunter anymore. Jagex has removed multiple Bounty Hunter worlds, which is reflective of this. So Dragon Arrows are used with the Dark Bow, which was a great PvP item, and they also do have some great PvM utility. Dragon arrows I see as a fair buy here around this price point. There are a lot of them moving through the market, so keep that in mind. But I think there's always going to be a base level of interest in PvP, and I don't see the fan base of players playing BH falling off much more than it is right now. So go ahead and pick up some dragon arrows if you plan on using them. Now's a good time to buy. Okay, my friends, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoy these market type of videos, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I appreciate all the support. Peace out, everyone.